गौरनिताय जय गौरनिताय जय गौरनिताय जय पंचतत्व जय पंचतत्व जय पंचतत्व जय पंचतत्व जय जय प्रभुपाद 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 जय जय प्रभुपाद जय शिल प्रभुपाद की जय। हरि नाम संकीर्तन की जय। हरे कृष्ण।
Yeah, thank you so much, Satyabhama Madaji. Nicely singing the Dhamma bhajans. So thank you all, dear devotees, for joining today. So today is our second day of Ramayan Saptah. Today we will be covering the second part of it, Ayodya Kaanda. This will be done by His Grace Madhupati Prabhuji, who is there. So before we start, let's welcome all of you saying 3 times Hari Bol. Hari Bol. Hari Bol. Hari Bol.
Hari Bol.
Let's also welcome His Grace Madhupati Prabhuji. Prabhuji is covering the second part of Ayodya Kaanda. Prabhuji is our temple president and a disciple of His Holiness Chaitanya Swami Maharaj. It's long. How do we describe, glorify Madhupati Prabhuji's contributions? No words to express. Prabhuji is well scholared and very well versed in scriptures and deep understanding and knowledge and the realization with his knowledge and with his devotion and demeanor. So wonderful, so nice. We're so fortunate to have Prabhuji with us and to agree to take us to the journey of Lord Ram. So we are so fortunate, and let's all hear from Prabhuji. Today's the Dhammakatha the Lord is going through in Ayodhya. So let's welcome everybody together. Say Hari Bol 3 times to Prabhuji. Hari Bol.
Hari Bol.
Hari Bol.
Hari Bol.
Hari Bol.
Hari Bol.
Thank you so much, Prabhuji. Please begin.
Om Agnanatimrandasya Gyananjana Salakaya Chakshurmitanyena Tasmai Shri Guruve Namaha. Shri Chaitanya Manabhestam Stapitam Yena Bhutale Swam Rupa Kadamayam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Jutapadakaram Kamalam Shri Guru Vaishnavansya Shri Rupam Sagajatam Sagana Raghunathavitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijana Saitam Shri Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sagana Lalita Shri Vishaka Vitamsya. He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dinabandhu Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radhakanta Namastute Sapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Rishabhano Sute Devi Pranamami Hari Priye Vancha Kalpatarubhasya Kripa Sindhu Vacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha. Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Sivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Krishna Bhutale Buddha Chaitanya. Thank you very much for joining the second day of this continuation of discussing about the pastimes of the Supreme Lord, Lord Ramachandra. Thursday being Ram Navami, coming Thursday. So Sameshwar Prabhu and devotees have with this nice arrangement of discussing Ram Katha, nicely started yesterday by Amritananda Prabhu, covering Balyakand, summary of Balyakand, discussing about the pastimes of the Supreme Lord, childhood pastimes, all the way then killing some demons, being taken by Vishwamitra, and killing Taraka, not killing Marichi, but no, shooting an arrow to Marichi that he falls 800 miles away, far, right? And ultimately, Paritana Sadhanam, ultimately making an environment for the sadhus to nicely perform austerities in the forest. And then being led by Vishwamitra to Mithila, where King Janaka had this big bow, which no one could kind of string it. And Lord Ramachandra not only stringed it, but broke it into two pieces, and ultimately King Janaka gave the hand of Mother Sita to Lord Ramachandra. Before the wedding, the Ayodhya-vasis were called Dashrath Maharaj, and the three queens and the four, the remainder two brothers. And we see that all the four of them gets married there. Lord Ramachandra getting married to Mother Sita, Lakshman getting married to Urmila, Bharat getting married to Mandavi, and Shatrughan getting married to Shutakirti. And it was a joyous occasion, and now is the time when they are returning back to Ayodhya, and that's the start of Ayodhya Kaanda. So let's read some verses. Kujantam Rama. 1 minute, hold on for a minute. So that I can see that. Kujanta Rama Rameti Madhura Madhuraksharam Aruya Kavuita Shakam Vande Valmiki Kokilam. We offer our obeisances first to Sage Valmiki. Salutations to Sage Valmiki, the nightingale. He sings the sweet name of Rama in a sweet voice from the tree of poetry. Purushurama Charitam Savanai Upadarayan Anrishamshya Paro Rajan Karma Bandai Vimuchyate. Srimad Bhagavatam, 9 Canto, 11th chapter, 23rd verse. O King Parikshit, anyone who orally receives the narrations concerning the characteristics of Lord Ramachandra's pastimes will ultimately be freed from the disease of envy and thus be liberated from the bondage of fruitive activities. Mangalam Koshalendraya Mahaniya Gunabdaye Chakravarti Tanujaya Sharva Bhaumaya Mangalam. When we recite the glorious and auspicious pastimes of the Lord of Koshala, who is the embodiment of all transcendental qualities, who is the beloved son of Emperor Dashrath, then the whole world becomes auspicious. Yeah. So, setting of this is as I discussed a few minutes back, the wedding happens. Lord Ramachandra with his consort, Mother Sita, and the three brothers also gets married, and they all return to Ayodya, right? So returning to Ayodya, we find that the brother of Mother Kaikai, Yuddhamauja, was waiting in Ayodhya. Right, was waiting in Ayodhya. That for some important task had to take Bharat away to Kaikeya, the province Kaikeya, which is like, almost at that time would take them 7 days to reach Kaikeya from Ayodhya. And it's located in the northeastern part, somewhere in the modern day Pakistan. So, Bharat is taken to Kaikeya. Kusadhwaja, King Kusadhwaja was the king of Kaikeya province and the father of Kaikai. And Shatrughan also accompanies Bharat because Bharat and Shatrughan are very close to each other, just as Ram was very close to Lakshman. Bharat and Shatrughan were very close to each other. So they both go to the land of Kaikeya. And here, now they are all returned to Ayodhya, and there is joyous celebrations going on. Right, everybody liked Lord Ramachandra so much, and now there's come with Mother Sita, joyous celebrations going on everywhere. And suddenly the talks comes that in the assembly, the king feels that, slowly I'm becoming old, right? That I should have a predecessor, and can somebody suggest a good predecessor? So he asked that in the assembly, and all the ministers with a common theme. They come that Lord Ramachandra has all the qualities to become the next king. Has all the qualities to become the next king. And now, Darshat Maharaj also wanted to hear that let me hear the pros and cons, let me hear the qualities. And he does quite a thorough discussion on that, and ultimately they come to the conclusion that Lord Ramachandra is fit to become the next king. And then the assembly dissolves. And later on, they even Lord Ramachandra does not know about this, but then they acknowledge Darshat Maharaj calls Lord Ramachandra to this place and is mentioning to him that, oh, now he's become old and now it's right time for Lord Ramachandra to be the king, be coronated as a king. And Lord Ramachandra, one quality of the Lord, is completely detached from positions, completely detached. And as an obedient son, he says, whatever, Father, you feel fit, I will just follow your orders. And we see that. And later on we'll further see how that quality was so firmly fixed in his personality. That Lord Ramachandra then goes back to his quarters, and Mother Kaushalya already had heard about that, and she's very happy and she blesses Lord Ramachandra, and everybody is rejoicing. And suddenly we see Dasarat Maharaj calling Lord Ramachandra again, and so they feel that what could have happened? That suddenly Lord is called again, and Dasarat Maharaj kind of tells him that I saw a nightmare. That nightmare, some bad omen is going to happen, and I might leave my body. So I don't want to waste any time. This is a good month of Chaitra. Let's do the coronation tomorrow itself. So you can now, tonight you can sleep on Darba grass, performing in an austere way, and fast. And tomorrow early we'll do the coronation. So that was the word had already been sent out. Dasarat Maharaj had counseled Vasishtha Muni, their Kulguru, Sumantra, and everybody were preparing. And the whole Ayodhya was rejoicing and preparing. Lots of festoons and flags and this and that, everything was nicely being decorated, and so everybody was rejoicing. And Mother Kaushalya, after hearing that, she was distributing freely charity to the Brahmins and the Vaishnavas, and everybody was rejoicing. And in that happiness, we see Mother Kaushalya, Mother Sumitra completely rejoicing, and Mother Kaikai is in her quarters, and suddenly her maidservant Manthara, now she goes to the terrace and she hears from a servant that almost she's hearing all this joyous sound And she's trying to find out what's happening. That I see Mother Kaushalya, who is otherwise a miser, is so freely distributing gifts. What's happening? And the maidservant mentions that to Mantra, haven't you heard that Lord Ramachandra is getting coronated tomorrow as a king? Such a joyous occasion. He's such a suitable king, suitable person to be the king. And suddenly Mantra becomes sullen and angry that, oh, how come all these things happen so secretly, so quickly. And immediately from the terrace, she comes down and to Kaikai, she starts mentioning that, oh, have you heard that Bharat has been sent out of the kingdom to Kaikaya, and your Lord Ramchandra is being coronated. And Kaushalya is distributing gifts. And she's so happy. I'm so worried about your situation. I'm so worried about your situation. And Kaikai, knowing the nature of mantra, pacifies her that, I have not heard about this news, but you have brought a very good news. And she immediately pulls out a necklace, which she's wearing, very expensive necklace, and immediately gives that as a gift to Mantra. It was customary that whenever somebody brings a good news, to give them a gift. Right. So Kaikeyi gives this necklace, and immediately Mantra pulls that necklace and throws down. We see here, that's what Maharaj is telling Lord Ramachandra. Throws that necklace onto the floor. Oh stupid girl, you don't understand what your position would be. You would be the maid servant to Kaushalya, and your son Bharat would never become a king. For 100 years he will never become a king, and he would also always be serving Lord Ramachandra. Right. So in an envious mood, she is poisoning. Otherwise, Kaikeyi was a noble lady, but she is poisoning her ears. She is poisoning her ears. And we see how bad association, what impact it can do to a person. And after some time, Kaikeyi also starts feeling the same, right? She goes, she so much so that she becomes captivated to otherwise ugly-looking Mantra, and she's asking her that, what should I do? What should I do in this situation? You are right. That I don't want to be a maidservant of Kaushalya. And about Bharat, you are right. We will always be subservient to Lord Ramachandra. So all the good thoughts which she had initially of Lord Ram, in the mood of envy, it gets covered. Right. That's why envy is considered as one of the big anartha. Right, like Kam, Krodh, Lobh, Moh, Mat, Matsarya. It's considered a big anartha. When our mind is inflicted with envy, we cannot perform our devotional service nicely. Right. we cannot perform our devotional service nicely. This way, envy is very deep-rooted, right? Very deep-rooted. At any time, it can spread its ugly nature. And we see here how mantra was successful in poisoning the consciousness of Kaikai. And Kaikai then goes into her called as quarters, where normally the Sat Maharaj, after finishing the assembly, comes to. And there she is wearing old clothes and with ornaments scattered on the floor. She is lying down on the floor. And Dasrat Maharaj, after finishing his public affairs, which is normal customs, that whenever he wanted to relax, he would come to Mother Kaikei's quarters, because she would never interfere in any of the public affairs of Dasrat Maharaj. And here he comes, and suddenly he sees everything scattered here, and Kaikai lying on the floor. And suddenly he starts thinking about it. Oh, what really happened to Kaikai? Right? What really happened? What transpired? She's not feeling well? Or did somebody insult her? He's asking Kaikai, what happened? What happened to you? You're not feeling well, or did somebody insult you? Please let me know. Immediately I will punish that person. And Kaikai, when she opens her mouth, she talks about this arrangement that she's not happy with, and she reminds Dasrat Maharaj that years back, right, when Dasrat Maharaj was fighting a war with Sambra in south, helping Lord Indra. A time had come where somehow Lord is so powerful, Dasarath, where he could travel on 10 chariots simultaneously and fight the war so swiftly. He somehow laid unconscious in that particular war. And Kaikai, who was a charioteer, nicely maneuvered the chariot and took Dasrat Maharaj to safety. And being pleased with her expertise, Dasrat Maharaj gave her 2 boons. He asked for any 2 boons which you want. And Kaikai at that time had just delayed, not right now, at a very opportune time. I will ask for it. Right now I have no need. So Kaikai is reminding Dasrat Maharaj of those 2 boons. And now is the time when I will want to ask for those 2 boons. And Dasrat Maharaj mentioned that, you ask for anything, I will give you. Right? To make you happy, to pacify you, I will satisfy any of your needs. Right? And Kaikai then is asking for those 2 boons. That, instead of Lord Ramachandra, make my son Bharat the king, and send Ram to exile for 14 years in the forest. And just hearing that, Dasharatha Maharaj, as if falls down on the floor, that, oh, what really has happened? Is he seeing some dreams? Is he having some kind of hallucination that what he really heard is true? And that also from Kaikai, who never till now at any time had so much disturbance from Lord Ramachandra. In fact, she felt Lord Ramachandra to be more nobler than Bharat. And she was always fond of Ram. And here, she's asking to send him in the forest for 14 years. And Dasharatha says, oh, no, if Bharat has to be the king, fine. Ram will easily be more than happy to give the kingdom to Bharat. But how can you ask to send Ramachandra to the forest for 14 years? He was very disturbed. He was very disturbed. But Kaikai was stubborn, stern on whatever she asked, and she relented to that if you don't fulfill my boons, if Lord Ramachandra becomes the king tomorrow, you will not see me alive. I will take poison. I'll be dead. And Dasharatha tried to convince her in so many different ways, but she relented and and Dasharatha started saying, oh, what kind of demonic thoughts possessed her? Did somebody pollute your mind? That you can even think like this? But no, she relented. And ultimately, Dasharatha Maharaj finally agreed that okay, I will make Bharat the king and send Lord Ramachandra to the forest for 14 years. But he could not imagine that, how he's going to face his ministers, that, this has already been decided by all the ministers. And the Ayodhya-vasis were joyously preparing for the coronation. Just with that thought, becomes unconscious. Right. Next day we see, Lord Ramachandra, not knowing of what has transpired, in the morning, Sumantra, the chief minister, leads Lord Ramachandra to his quarters of Dasharatha Maharaj. And now seeing the situation of Dasharatha Maharaj in Kaikai's quarters, now almost fallen on the floor, they cannot raise him and now put him on the couch. And they're trying to ask Dasharatha Maharaj what happened. And he could not even say a single thing. Right. And but Kaikai instead, she starts telling that, why your father is facing so much remorse today. And she starts mentioning about the 2 boons which your father had given me at one time, and she wants to take those 2 boons at this moment. One is make Bharat the king, and you will have to go to the forest for 14 years. And Lord Ramachandra was completely detached. I said, "Oh, no problem of if my brother Bharat becomes a king, I have no problem of accepting him as a king. I will serve him. Right? I will serve him." And you see, no, as noble as Lord Ramachandra completely is ready for the consequence and gets ready to go to the forest. Lakshman behind, you can see the angry face. Somebody sent a thing in the chat. Yeah. All right. I think let's take questions or any comments later on. Kind of. Yeah. All right. Yeah. And Lord Ramachandra immediately goes to the quarters of Kaushalya when Mother Kaushalya hears that, and you can see, the exchange between Mother Kaushalya and Lord Ramachandra. And then she is completely in despair, not understanding what has really happened, and she instructs Lord Ramachandra that we can follow. When more than the father, the mother's instructions is more stronger. That if your father is consciousness is covered by the poison of Kaikai, you don't have to follow the instruction of that king. Right. No need for you to go to the forest. And then Lakshman immediately seeing the condition of Mother Kaushalya, becomes angry that yes, this evil Kaikai has kind of transpired this entire thing and has contaminated the consciousness of our father, has contaminated the mind of our father. You don't have to follow his instruction. Lord Ramachandra pacifies Lakshmana, and then he said, "No, as a righteous son, I have to follow the path of Dharma, and I have to follow whatever my father has granted these boons to Kaikai." And he prepares to go to the forest. And so many ways Kaushalya tries to persuade him not to, but he does not listen. To follow the righteousness, the path of righteousness. And ultimately, saying that he's not going to follow Mother Kaushalya agrees. Then Lord Ramachandra goes to his quarters, meets Mother Sita, mentions that she should be here serving, especially Mother Kaushalya and Sumitra, and also follow Bharat. Right? And Mother Sita says, a wife, when she gets married, whether the husband is in good times or bad times, she should always be with the husband. Right? I did not get married because of your prosperity. because you are a king. Now, if you are going to go to the forest, I will also follow you. And she also gets ready to follow Lord Ramchandra to the forest. And Lakshman also becomes ready to go to the forest. That, I will also come to the forest to serve you these 14 years of your exile, to make sure that I arrange for all the comforts for you and Mother Sita. And Lord Ramachandra tried to persuade Lakshman against that, but for so many different ways, Lakshman counter-argued, and ultimately Lord Ramachandra had to accept Mother Sita and Lakshman to come with him. And so much so that the ornaments and all the dresses which they were wearing, Kaikeyi had gotten barbs, red clothes made of leaves, already made in a day for them. And she passed on that, okay, no, you go in these clothes. And seeing that situation, Dasharatha Maharaj, Kaushalya, Sumitra were inconsolable. They were repenting and repenting. That, oh, here is Mother Sita. Now she even could not wear her dress properly, the forest dress, because she has now been exposed to that condition. The goddess of fortune. Right? And Lord Ramachandra helps, assists Mother Sita, and then all the three get ready to go to the forest. Dasharatha Maharaj sends Sumantra, the chariot, the kingly chariot, please take them. And Lord Ramachandra does not want any umbrella, he does not want any royal entourage, right? And he continues. He continues in his resolve to go to the forest. And we see Sumantra is taking them into the chariot. On one hand, Dasharatha Maharaj is then telling him not to go or go very slowly. On the other hand, Lord Ramachandra is telling him to go swiftly so that he does not prolong the misery which Dasharatha Maharaj and Mother Kaushalya are facing by seeing him in this condition. Right? But Dasharatha Maharaj also runs out of the chariot, falls on the ground. Kaushalya and Sumitra kind of assist him up and brings him back. And then we see the Lord being led into the forest. The Ayodhya Vasis start also joining the chariot. They all go to the kingdom of Nishad. Till that particular point, they all accompany Lord Ramachandra, his chariot. And the king of Nishad, Guha, right, friend of Lord Ramachandra, and now immediately seeing Lord Ramachandra's condition, immediately he understands, he provides for all the Vasis, and serves Lord Ramachandra and Mother Sita and Lakshman. And then that night they take rest in the kingdom of Nishad, and next day morning, Guha, early morning, when everybody is still sleeping, Guha gets his boat ready, and they cross the river Ganges. And this entire, on each and every of this topic, even this entire meeting of Guha and how he serves Lord Ramachandra, the entire day can be spent just discussing about that. In so much mood, he wants to serve the lotus feet of the Supreme Lord, right? So much loving affection, he serves Lord Ramachandra and Mother Sita, and then helps them cross the river. Once they cross the river Ganges, they enter into the ashram near Sage Bharadwaj's ashram, right? And then Lord Ramachandra signals to Guha also to go back. And Sumantra also, earlier, we also asked Sumantra to return back. And was so confused whether it was completely, lifeless, that what he should do. Here, is Lord Ramachandra was being sent to the forest. And none of the citizens wanted that to happen, neither him, nor Vashishta, nor any of the queens. Right? And he instructs Sumantra and the ministers that they should send a note to Bharat that he should return back as early as possible. Right? And here they enter the sage's ashram, Bharadwaj's ashram, and Bharadwaj then guides them, forcing the situation, serves the Lord and guides them to a suitable place nearby, Chitrakoot, right? Which is near the ashram of Valmiki. Right, so there they can stay for the 14 years. So, Lord Ramachandra, Mother Sita, and Lakshman go there. Lakshman prepares. It's mentioned that, Lord Ramachandra is exiled for 14 years. Sevaka Bhagavan is Lakshman, where he is serving them for 14 years. For 14 years he did not sleep. He remained as a guard at night, guarding that no demon, no beast, nobody enters and disturbs Lord Ramachandra. He would go out to get the fruits, the roots, and cook for Lord Ramachandra and Mother Sita. Why? And for 14 years, he did not eat. For 14 years, he did not eat. Why? So it's such a austere tapasya which Lakshman performed in just serving Lord Ramachandra. He was sustaining just by his service of Lord Ramachandra. And here in Ayodhya, they sent right to ministers to go and go to kingdom Kaikeya and call Bharat and Shatrughan back. So the ministers go after 7 days. They reach the kingdom of Kaikeya, and immediately, they didn't tell about what had happened in Ayodhya. In fact, before that in Ayodhya, we see now after Lord Ramachandra had left, right, after Lord Ramachandra had left, just in his separation, Dasaratha Maharaj had a very difficult time to live. And he gave up Kaikeyi, the robe. You have disturbed our entire dynasty. Today, I have no connection with you. And he goes to the quarters of Kaushalya, and Kaushalya and Sumitra are consoling the king and taking care of the king. And finally they see that one day at night, in separation from Lord Ramachandra, he gives up his life. Before giving up his life, he kind of mentioned to Kaushalya about what could have caused this, that when he was young, one day near river Sarayu, he had gone out for a hunting expedition, and hearing the sound of gurgling in the water, he shot an arrow, thinking that it is the elephant or a buffalo. He shoots an arrow, and that arrow pierces this young sage, hermit, Shravan, and immediately he goes to this young sage and apologizes for his mistake, thinking that, it was an animal, not realizing that that this late night, you were there. And the sage says, please do me one favor, take this arrow out of my body. Dasaratha knew very well that if he takes the arrow out, then he will die. And he guides that, do me one favor, that my old parents are nearby here. I just came to collect some water for them. Right? So when Dasaratha takes the arrow out, yes, he leaves his body, and then he carries Shravan to the place where his old parents were, and there he takes the water for them. He's serving the old parents of Shravan. The parents were completely mortified. First of all, they were blind. Their only support was Shravan, and here, because of the king, he lost his life. So they said, if you had not come here, I would have cursed you. That you would have died immediately. Just from our curse. But since you have come here, brought our son body to us, and at least notified us about his fate. Now, similarly, one day, you will lose your life longing for your son. Right? And Dasaratha Maharaj narrates that to Mother Kaushalya. And that night, he leaves his body. And next day morning, they immediately sent to bring Bharat, and Bharat is brought back to Ayodhya. Now he's seeing all these decorations, and then he's seeing that nobody's at the same time in a festive mood. Everybody was face was sullen. He couldn't understand that. He goes to his mother's quarters. Mother immediately dances in joy, seeing her son, and she starts telling what transpired. And Bharat, just by hearing that, just by hearing that, he feels that, what kind of what fate I had when I was born, that I was given birth by this mother who brought such a fate to the dynasty of Ayodhya, that my righteous brother has been sent to the forest. My father, who is such a wonderful Kshatriya, has lost his life. Right? And ultimately, Namasi, that time gives up Mother Kaikeyi's association. I don't want to see you anymore. And prepares to go to the forest. Gives up his ornaments, gives up his royal attire, and prepares with matted locks to go to the forest. And there, slowly he meets also with Sumantra, the entire entourage, with the three mothers, and Ayodhya-vasis, Vasishta, Muni. They all go to the forest to bring Lord Ramachandra back. And we find that Bharat then meets the king of Nishad, Guha, who sees the mood of Bharat and was so satisfied, and that such a noble character, Bharat, right? That he does not want to enjoy the kingdom when he's going to the forest to search for his brother, to bring him back to Ayodhya, to be the king. And finally they come to Chitrakoot. Lakshman, seeing a big army coming towards Chitrakoot, right? And Bharat immediately becomes angry that, now he wants to trouble us even when we are in the forest, and immediately gets ready with the bow, that I will fight all of them. No. That after all what his mother has done, and now he's here, not allowing you to live in peace even in the forest. And Lord Ramachandra again pacifies Lakshman. Be calm. Knowing very well his brother Bharat, that is also embodiment of righteousness. You never think like that. So he welcomes Bharat. He sees the three mothers also seeing them in white, immediately starts grieving, and immediately when he hears about that his father left his body, he's inconsolable. Right? The Lord is inconsolable. And then, after some time, regaining composure, he starts instructing Bharat that, why he has come, that he should now rule over Ayodhya nicely. And Bharat, complete detachment. He says, no, here I have come to bring you back to Ayodhya. You are the rightful king, not me. And an exchange transpires between Bharat and Lord Ramachandra. And ultimately we see that Bharat in no way wanted to take the kingdom, and Lord Ramachandra in no way wanted to return back and break his word which he has given to his father. Lord Ramachandra finally gives his sandals. But Bharat is asking for sandals. Oh, please give me your sandals. These sandals, I'll put it on the throne, and I myself will stay on the outskirt of the kingdom. And you will rule. On your behalf, I will carry out the affairs of Ayodhya and wait for you. And I will also live as an hermit in the outskirts, not in the palace, not in the heart, as an hermit, sustaining myself on the roots and fruits. And Bharat, we see, for 14 years lived like that. And yeah, this is Bharat at Goa. Bharat and Lord Ramachandra pleading to Lord Ramachandra to come back, ultimately bringing his sandals back. So that's how we see Bharat returning back to Ayodhya and establishing the sandals of Lord Ramachandra on the throne and carrying out the duties on behalf of Lord Ramachandra. Lord Ramachandra, on the other hand, starts completely Mother Sita and Lord Ramachandra relishing the forest life, right? Knowing that in Chitrakoot, it's probably very close to Ayodhya, and my brother and all are very affected, attached to me, they will come again. They decide to leave Chitrakoot and then go further down in the forest of what is it? Yeah, Dandakaran forest.
Nandigram.
And Nandigram, but it's called Nanda Aranya forest, yeah. So that's why the Aranya Kand will then start tomorrow, but that's how the inner forest they enter, and then from there they will now go from Chitrakoot to Panchavati. That's when this happens. Yep. So that's in a nutshell this Ayodhya Kand. Are there any questions or discussions on this matter? It's quite intense, especially the meeting of Bharat and Lord Ramachandra was quite intense emotionally. The meeting of Das-03 Maharaj and Lord Ramachandra, when he had to separate from Lord Ramachandra, the meeting of Mother Kaushalya and Lord Ramachandra, and then the getting the exchange between Lord Ramachandra and Mother Sita. So but Sita becomes ready to also go to the forest and counter argument between Lord Ramachandra or Lakshman, and then ultimately Lord Ramachandra relenting and even allowing Lakshman also to accompany, and Mother Sumitra so nicely being happy that when she gave birth to a son like Lakshman. Yes, he's mentioning that make sure that you serve all these 14 years your elder son, just like your father. Because elder son is considered as a father, your brother is considered as a father. Right. So make sure you serve him all the 14 years. And Mother Urmila, right, the wife of Lakshman, she stays back taking care of the Mother Kaushalya and Mother Sumitra on the instruction of Lakshman. And for 14 years, she also hardly takes any food. And she also lives a life of ascetic. There are so many sacrifices involved in this particular section of one being more nobler than the other, and the entire exchanges which we see throughout the mood, except we see the mood of enviousness which disturbs the entire thing, the entire assembly, the entire festivity. It disturbs, it destroys, contaminates the pure consciousness of Mother Kaikai, right? So much so that now we never hear somebody's named after Kaikai or mantra. So, becomes like a blot in the pastime of Ramayan. Yeah. Any discussions?
Hare Krishna Prabhuji. Dandavad Pranam. Yeah. So thanks for the very nice narration of the Ayodya Kaanda. And it's very, how many number of times we listen, something always we feel some enjoyment inside, Prabhu, whenever we hear Ramayan. And one thing here happened, if you see in one direction, that because of the mantra, the bad association to Kaikeyi, all this Ramayan got triggered.
Yeah.
So actually Lord Rama has come to this earth to kill Ravana and to establish how a mankind or the human being has to behave in the society, and he should be actually doing all good things and also to kill or eradicate the bad things.
Yes.
I'm trying to find out good words, Prabhu, but whatever I'm getting, I'm telling.
No,
so, yeah. So in this case, so mantra is a bad association, but it is the trigger point where the actual Ramayana started, right, Prabhuji?
Yeah, so she plays an integral part, though in a bad role, that what enviousness could cause, but she plays an integral part. You don't know where she came from or this that, but no, there are past things where Lord Brahma at one time cursed an Apsara to come down as mantra. Right. And Mother Saraswati herself spoke to the mouth of mantra. Right. Though whatever she spoke was filled with poison. Right. But as you mentioned, to facilitate that pastime of the Supreme Lord, right? The Lord accepts Kaikai. Even when he returns back, the first person he sees is Kaikai and offers obeisances.
Oh, okay, okay. Yeah, I
Right?
remember. Yeah, yeah.
So
Thank you. Yes, I
that's
thought.
the position. And rightfully said, that somebody has to be the trigger point to ultimately, no, but no, it's a negative role where you kind of feel, oh, it's a mantra. What kind of person is he? When this entire kingdom is preparing for the coronation and somebody poisons, right?
Yeah.
It's a very negative role which she has to play. And later on, she takes the role of Kubja in Krishna Lila.
Mm. Oh, she is the okay.
She gets delivered by Lord Krishna.
Okay, Prabhuji. Thank you, Prabhuji.
Thank you.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, thank you so much for this wonderful class. As Prabhuji mentioned, every incident of Ramayana is seems to be more very beautiful, and I mean, I can imagine like whenever the day on the coronation and the immediately next day, they came to know that. Rama has to become the king, and they immediately they came to know that they have to leave for the leave the kingdom and go for the exile. So that itself is not an easy thing. So I can put myself, like I was thinking, okay, everyone is in a happy mode at that moment, and I was, if I have to go, so it's very difficult. So yeah, so there are so many things to take lessons from each and every aspect of Ramayana. So everything is so beautiful, and like how Rama showed, it's like leaving the kingdom at that point is like a big thing. So
That's the quality of the Supreme Lord. The Supreme Lord contains 6 qualities in fullness, right?
yes,
Full of knowledge, full of riches, full of strength, full of fame, full of renunciation. So he's completely renounced, right? So he's completely detached. Whether I become a king or I do not become a king and I have to go to the forest. He starts thinking about the times which he will have, wonderful times which he will have in the forest. He's not at all pained that, oh, now I have to go to the forest. So when, as you mentioned, so many lessons to learn that when we are following the orders, right, when we think ourselves as the enjoyer, then there's so much misery. But when we do not think of our enjoyment, we always think of how to serve others, especially righteous people like his father Dharma, that how his father had to kind of instruct him to go to the forest, what situation he was in, that here Kaikai is reminding him about his boons and what would happen if he does not fulfill his boons. The infamy which will take place and all those things. Right? Inciting that, oh no, you have to now do these two things. And Lord Ramachandra, on the other hand, completely not at all affected and being ready for whatever his father orders him to do. So that's an instruction by itself that how obedient we should be and follow dharma. Ultimately follow dharma. And that's why Lord Ramachandra's role, especially in his incarnation, in Lord Ramachandra's pastimes, we see that he is Maryada Purushottam. He shows character of ideal son, ideal brother, ideal husband, ideal king, ideal father, ideal friend. Right? And he carries that to perfection. Right? Because the Supreme Lord himself trying to establish dharma. Right? Yada yada hi dharmasya glani bhavati bharata. He comes to establish dharma. So how can he give up dharma? He thinks not only for others, but he thinks about even the animals. The friends he has, like all the apes, the monkeys. Then also he accepts them wholeheartedly. The bear, the cog, the moments we see, the crow, Jatayu, honors them, performs his final rites as him performing the final rites of his own father. Yeah. So this is, throughout Ramayan we see this mood of Lord Ramachandra exhibited to his fullest extent of Maryada Purushottam. Yeah, thank you very much, Mataji.
Thank you, Prabhuji. Thank you for explaining more nicely.
Thank you.
Krishna Prabhu. Please accept
Haribol.
the blessed all glories to Srila Prabhupada.
Prabhupada.
Prabhu, you know, all of us have a little bit of mantra in us.
Yes.
And that kind of comes out in the form of ninda, fault finding, whatever. Different degrees.
Yeah.
Different people have it in different degrees. So the question is, Prabhu, how do we control this mantra in us? How do we get rid of her within us? And what's the proper etiquette when externally in association, either in the Vaishnava Sangha or professional or whatever society outside, we encounter mantras. So what is the proper behavior then?
Yeah.
Internally kaise karne and externally how to behave?
Yeah. Internally, we should learn the art of appreciation. Enviousness means when we see somebody growing up or having more things, we want to kind of pull him down. Right? We want to kind of pull him down. Like Mantra could not hear that, oh, Lord Ramachandra is going to get coronated as a king. And all these festivities is going on for him. He could not see Kaushalya so happy, right? And suddenly her heart was completely filled with envy for the Lord, envy for the Lord's devotees. But if that same mood is transformed as appreciation, how do I appreciate? Oh, Lord Ramachandra is becoming a king. Oh, is such a rightful choice. Right? So, when we develop that mood of appreciation, then envy we can minimize and ultimately be able to conquer. Otherwise, envy will remain like Lord Ramachandra. In Lord Ramachandra's role, he comes across lust, he comes across envy. He kills lust, lust personified. Ravan, he kills him. Right? He didn't kill mantra because mantra is there, as you mentioned, within all of us. So envy is very deep rooted, more deep rooted than the lust. Right? More deep rooted than the lust. So to really conquer our envy is to, again, yes, chanting will do, but with chanting, develop the mood of appreciation more of devotees. That's what we can do internally. Right? And more internally, when we transform our consciousness with bhakti, right? Externally, when we face envy, tinadapi sunichena tarorapi sahisnuna amanina manandina kirtanya sadahari. Being more humbler than a blade of grass, being more tolerant than a tree, offering respects to everybody, not expecting respect in turn, honor in turn, would help us. Others are envious towards us. Ultimately, leave it to the Lord. Marabi Rakobi Joy Chatumar. Yeah. Yeah. And more you will, most of us are working in corporate America, and you will know that in corporate America, people try to advance not by just their qualification, they try to advance by putting others down. Don't get deterred by that. Don't get affected by that. Yeah. When we perform our duties, the mood of niskam, right? If the Lord wants to honor us, fine. The Lord wants for us to be bereft of everything, fine. Ultimately, just depend on the Lord. Right? I think that way we can prepare ourselves externally. Is that all right, Amitabh?
Yes, Prabhu, good. So that was from the envy part.
Yeah.
If someone is envious of us, anyway, respect them. But
Yeah.
someone comes like mantra and instigates.
Yeah.
Oh, this person is talking about you this way, or they instigate. So how do you respond to instigations?
No. To that instigation, we just kind of mentioned. Ultimately, people would have so many things to talk about. That you are bad, this, that. And ultimately, that mood of Tinadapi Sunichana Tararapi Sahisuna would help us not be affected by that. Right. Ultimately, just the negative energy which is created around you that negative energy is not going to help you progress devotionally. Right. So we have to transform that atmosphere nicely. That negative energies, more positivity you show, that negativity which will come near you will go away. But otherwise, there will be so many instigators. Oh, they'll be saying, "Oh, do you know? Do you really know? This happened, that happened. This person is this person is that." And one day, when we are off guard, our consciousness will be conquered by that. Just like Kai. Initially, means as soon as she hears about Lord Ramachandra being coronated, immediately she gives her, means priceless necklace to Mantra. But remains off guard, the poison starts trickling inside. Oh, really? So it can happen to all of us when we remain off guard and let mantra around us instigate us. Our consciousness can similarly get poisoned. So we just close our ears, not allow, to fault find somebody is bad, and to hear fault finding is also bad. Right. And when we are completely engaged in performing devotional service, we don't spend the time to hear about fault finding. And we come to the stage where we appreciate, just like a glass of water which is half filled. You can either see it half filled or you can see it half empty. And you will always find faults. But we find fault that, I myself am so fallen. What position I am in to find fault in others? Right? When we develop that kind of consciousness, otherwise, the moment we feel that, oh no, everything is happening because of me, this person is telling me about this thing about me, and we get affected. Yeah. But steadily we just perform our devotional service, then all this we'll be able to conquer. Yeah.
Thank you, Prabhu. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Sachirani Mataji.
Hare Krishna Prabhu. Dandacharam.
No problem.
My question was, we know he was Lord Ramchandra was exiled for 14 years.
Yeah.
So is there any significance of why 14? Why not 13 or 15? Or is there any?
14 seems to be a magical number, right? So he's exiled for 14. The Pandavas were incognito for 14. Yeah. I've not heard about that 14 magical number. Why 14? But here, first of all, Kaikai is asking for that 14. First of all, why Lord Ramachandra should go to the forest is all these citizens and ministers, everybody were completely praising Lord Ramachandra. And in that circumstances, even if her son becomes a king, he will not be able to rule nicely because everybody is praising the brother. So in that mood, he says that 14 years is sufficient time for somebody going to a forest and others forgetting about him. Right, other citizens and all will forget about his glories. So from that angle, she is asking for 14 years. But no matter what other significance of that magical 14 is, I am not aware, unless if anybody knows.
Can
Or
I add something, Prabhuji?
yeah,
Actually, I heard somewhere that in the case of Mahabharata, I don't know about the Ramayana, that 14 years, after 14 years, if a king is ruling 14 years, after 14 years, the king may change, like another crowning will be happen. So the 14 is kept. Like nowadays in India, what happened? 5-year plan is there, no? For
yeah.
the prime minister, like that. Previously it used to be 14, that's why.
Okay.
So 13 was the exile period and one was अज्ञातवास. So what was that, Prabhuji, कि जैसे अज्ञातवास में अगर वो लोग मतलब ढूंढ लेते हैं, then
The 14
again
will
he will
prolong.
be given 14 plus. Yes, Prabhuji. Yeah, Prabhuji.
Another 14. So yeah,
Yes.
so, okay. Thank you.
Hare Krishna.
Thank you.
Yeah, actually, if a king will be out of the country for 14 years, he is ineligible to take a crown again. So there is also that one rule I listened somewhere. So if you pay property tax for 10 years, that property belongs to you. So
There you go. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, there is no claimant.
Yeah.
I think even legally it is here, like if you have taken a loan from somebody, after a certain period, the loan paper is not valid after 10 years or something like that here.
Yeah, that is correct, Prabhu. Yeah, Hare Krishna. So, nice lecture, Prabhu. So I feel definitely blissfulness whenever you give sessions. You are from land of Krishna, that is Gujarat. So yeah, and also and I have one question, Prabhu. I heard from my childhood, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. But in ISKCON, why it became Hare Krishna? Hare Krishna.
Nice.
Yeah.
Okay, good question. So in the Shastra it is mentioned, Iti Shodasaka Namnam Kali Kalmashanashanam, and in that 16-syllable mantra, it is mentioned as Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, which is to be chanted mostly by the Brahmanas. Right? It's a mantra in the Shastra, and so many of these mantras are chanted by the Brahmanas. So Mahaprabhu, Namo Mahamadanyaya Krishna Premapadayate, to freely distribute this holy name so that each and every person can chant without his qualification, whether he is a Brahmana or a Shudra. To freely distribute that, he changes it to Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. So that anybody can chant without any consideration of caste, place, time. Anybody can chant. So Mahaprabhu brought that change.
Okay. Thank you, Prabhu.
And let's also, in the meaning of that Mahamantra, right, that we have our Acharyas give the meaning of that Mahamantra, that Hare Krishna, we are calling out to the energy of the Supreme Lord, Srimati Radharani, right, to utilize us in the service of the Lord. So there are three ways it can be it's understood. One is Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. We have Srimati Radharani and Krishna, and then Rama is Das-03 Nandan Ram, or Rama is also Balram. right? It's also Balaram. The first expansion of Krishna is Balaram. It also talks about Balaram. And Rama also is Radhika Raman Ram. It's just Krishna. Ekala Ishvara Krishna Areshtava Pritya. Ultimately, we see that full potency of the Supreme Lord is manifested in the pastime of Lord Krishna. Right. So our acharyas give this meaning that even Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare is Radhika Raman Krishna. Or it could be also Balaram, the first expansion of Krishna, who also has 64 qualities. The only difference between Krishna and Balaram is he comes in a whitish complexion. Or Dashrath Nandan, Rama, especially in India, Ram Rajya, that nonsense. And not only in India, in many other countries, Lord Ramachandra's glories are spread. Right? So that's how we understand, especially the Gaudiya Vaishnavas understand it in that way.
Yeah. At our place, Guntur Prabhu, from 1903 onwards, we have a Ramanama Kshetram. So still today, every day there will be a chanting. Rama Mantra chanting will be there. So Lord Rama literally talks to devotees directly. So if some person have some health issues, if they go to the temple, it resolved. So like practical thousands of cases are there. So that is a Ramanama Kshetra. So at Guntur, a really nice place. So
yeah. Like we have 1,000 names of Lord Vishnu. Right? We have 1,000 names of Lord Vishnu. Is equal to 3 names of Lord Rama. The potential of 3 names of Lord Rama is equivalent to 1,000 names of Lord Vishnu. Is equivalent to 1 name of Lord Krishna.
Rama Rama Rame 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 Manorame Sahasranama Satulyam.
Yeah. Samesha Prabhu. That quote, yeah. So Guntur is such a wonderful place. Yeah. Very good. Thank you.
Yeah, Ramanama Kshetram, Prabhu. So yeah, we have that Bhadrachalam also, where Ramachandra gave money to the king in the form of gold coins. So yeah, definitely, he is a role model for us. For me, in the relation of wife and husband, we do a lot of corrections. So every time we definitely see how Rama behave, how Sita behave. It will be definitely a source of truth and reference for us as a grahastha in every moment of life.
Yeah.
Definitely, we have falls, maybe, that is a great opportunity to learn, Prabhu, especially in this Ram Navami.
Yes. Thank you, Bishop. Anything else?
I have one question. Hare Krishna, Dandavat Pranam. Srila Prabhupada. I couldn't understand the 14 years analogy, the analysis. That one, could you please tell me that how 14 years it is?
Yeah, so 14 years, as I mentioned, so after 14 years, a king cannot, just like here, the loans, right?
Yeah,
if you give a paper loan to somebody, after 10 years, that paper has no value unless it's legally contracted. So similarly, 14 years, it's mentioned that after 14 years, the king comes to stake his claim for the kingdom. After 14 years, it's called void. So that's what that 14 years was coming. I'm sure there must be more inner meanings also, which we can research. Just like there is an inner meaning of this mantra, through whom the evil-minded Saraswati spoke. Similarly, there are Guha pastime, that how he was instrumental in Daksha Vishnu near the Milk Ocean. There's some pastime of him and Lord Daksha Vishnu, where later on the role when Lord comes as Lord Ramachandra, he takes the service of Guha. But as Lal Govinda Prabhu had mentioned, some pastime of him being in the pastime of Daksha Vishnu, and how so there's a lot of other pastimes of how all these things happen, like Lord Ramachandra bereft of the kingdom, bereft of really a householder life. There's also a curse or something to the Lord, that he will never be able to enjoy household life.
This from the kids from the Narada Dev.
Yeah. See? Yeah. All these things are there in the background, where like Dashrath Maharaj going through this situation, Shravan pastime is there. Yeah.
Yeah.
Very good, Dr. Prabhu. Thank you very much.
Thanks.
Any other questions?
Prabhuji, I have a question. Hare Krishna.
Go ahead.
Bharat Maharaj, why don't he stop Sri Ram then and there? Why did he let him go to the forest, and then he went to the forest and said, "You please come back to Ayodhya"? Why didn't he stop then and there?
He was not there, right? Bharat Maharaj was not there when Lord Ramachandra went to the forest. Otherwise, this would not have happened at all. Bharat Maharaj, as soon as they came back from Mithila, the brother of Kaikai was waiting in Ayodhya to take Bharat Maharaj to Kekeya, province of Kekeya. He even had a map of Vedic India. 1 minute, let me just...
In Afghanistan, right?
Kekeya is near, if you see here is Kosala, where Ayodhya is there. Kekeya is right here.
Yeah. Gandhari and Kekeya.
Gandhari is where Afghanistan is there, current Afghanistan. Kekeya is where, it's almost in the western province of Pakistan, of Afghanistan, in the banks of Sindhu River.
I was also some time ago reading that also from the Kegeya, the dogs came to our land.
Yeah.
And Prabhuji, one more thing, like when Ramchandraji, Lakshmanji and Sita Maya were going to the forest, they left all the like jewelries, clothes, like the dresses which the prince where they gave up everything. Then
Yes.
in the forest of 14 years, how did they manage? Like they didn't take anything with them?
No,
I'm
they
sorry.
just depended.
Yeah.
No, they just depended. No, it's now. The devotee of the Lord completely depends on the Lord. The Lord depends upon it's Mother Nature. That okay, I'll somehow be provided by, I don't need savings. I have Mother Sita with me, the goddess of fortune itself. And Lakshman was serving, 14 years. Can you imagine 14 years him not eating anything?
Yeah. A question came into my mind, like Prabhupada ji and Kadambakaran Maharaj ji, they left eating food before leaving the body. So how it is possible, Prabhuji, that Lakshman ji didn't take for 14 years and still he was active, like he did a war. So is it it's, I guess it's not possible for human. Is it possible, Prabhuji?
It's not us humans is possible, but just those who are completely absorbed in the mood of serving the Supreme Lord. It's just like Uddhavji, when he comes to Vrindavan, Raj, he goes to Nandagaon, he goes to the kitchen of Mother Jasoda and Nanda Maharaj, and that kitchen was completely covered with spider webs and cobwebs, as if it was never used after Lord Krishna left. But they were all just surviving.
Yeah.
In the mood of thinking about the Lord. Similarly, just like we talked about Kadambakaran Maharaj, I was with him for a time where the last 1 month he was just standing on water.
Yeah.
But fully focused in the service of the Lord. Right. So the Supreme Lord, one time, Ramachandra said, "Oh no, every day I was giving you one apple." 14 years, you didn't eat anything. Every day I was giving you one apple. So all the apples, when he went to the backyard of Chitrakudi, would find all the apples there. And then he counted and said, "Oh, 4 apples are missing." And then mentioned that, Lakshman said, "Oh, for 4 days you forgot to give me an apple." And then he mentions those 4 days, that one day when I heard that our father passed away, he didn't give me an apple. Second day when Mother Sita was abducted, he didn't give me an apple. Similarly, 4 days were counted. That's there. Some pastimes of the Lord.
Thank you, Prabhuji.
Thank you. Okay.
Also, Vishwamitra, when Vishwamitra Maharshi took Lord Ram and Lakshman to the when they are 16 years old.
Yeah.
I was reading this one. Vishwamitra also passed a mantra, which is called Bela and Adibela. So could also help, I think, to some extent.
Yeah. Yeah. That you can sustain without water and food for a long time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And those who are Ashtanga Yogi, they do not drink a drop of water. They are drinking only the Amrita. When they are chanting, they are doing the pranayama and the Ashtanga Yoga. So at that time, the Amrita is created. That Amrita they used to eat. So they are not the
Yeah.
stay without eating anything. Srila Prabhupada also mentioned in Bhagavatam, actually, in 5th canto, says that there is a lot of Bharatvarsha is not only in this material world, it is in a spiritual world also. Srila Prabhupada mentioned that. Only Bharatvarsha, not others.
Okay. Anything else? We have 9 minutes.
9 minutes, yeah.
Yeah, Prabhu, Hare Krishna. Can I share one thing? So let me
Go ahead.
quick moment. So, yeah. Document. Yeah, this is a Ramanama Kshetra, Prabhu, whatever I said. So this is a deity, a very powerful deity at our Guntur Ramanama Kshetram. And yeah, now they are doing a 90th Ramakoti Mahotsava. Yeah, and there is a very beautiful lake also. So yeah, and he is the person where he see even the snake come, he will keep that snake inside some capture, some tool like that, and he will go to forest and he will leave the snake inside outskirts of city. For ant also he won't do anything. So like that, very wonderful devotee of, and this is the lake. So this is a very pleasantful lake. When I was a student, I went to this place, Ramanam Kshetram Lake. So very wonderful place. So
thank you.
This I would like to share. Hare Krishna.
Is it in South India?
Yes, Prabhu, the South India, at our
Andhra Pradesh.
Gundur.
Andhra Pradesh, yes. And Lord Ramachandra came to like he gifted one Veena instrument also. And still it is there at Guntur Ramanama Kshetram.
Yeah.
So he is the person where devotee of Lord Rama. So yeah, and he belongs to SC community.
Okay.
During that time, lot of quarrel happened, but still Rama appear in his memories every time, every minute. He always chant Rama, Rama. Okay. In every step, he chant. In every word, Rama is there. So he see Rama everywhere surrounded by him. So that a great personality. Yeah. Hare Krishna. Yeah. Thank you for giving some time.
We can stop sharing.
Yeah, sure. Looking for that option.
How to stop sharing? Yeah, okay.
Yeah, I did. Yeah, thank you, Prabhu.
Anything else? Shimesha Prabhu, that's all.
Yeah, thank you so much, Roji. It was so wonderful, so nice. That's what it's meant for Ramakatha Saptah, so immersing. As Roji mentioned, the glories of pastimes and the glories of Lord Ram is unlimited. All we need to do is just open your ears, rest is assured.
Yep.
Like that, Lord benefits. Hearing the Ram Katha, hearing this everything is also unlimited. The benefits of just even once even is unlimited. So we'll mention at the last that what is the ultimate benefit of just hearing this Saptah, just hearing the Ram Katha. Even in the Valmiki Ramayana, each Kaanda is also subdivided by sargas. And it's also mentioned that it's not only even mentioned in Ramayana, but even Skanda Puran, even Brahmanda Puran, even Mahabharata, even glorified and certain excerpts of Ramayana is mentioned that what is the benefit of even hearing each sarga of each Kanda of Ramayana. So don't miss this. And dear devotees, it's amazing that only those who are fortunate souls can come and hear this and can attend this. And that's why we put this as Saptah. That means one who started, so that they have an opportunity to completely hear the Ramayana entirely.
So one thing that I wanted to add, so just let's Ram Katha. I mean, the Saptah is a modern day version of Bhagavad Saptah, Bhagavad this, Bhagavad that. Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Maharaj gave commentary on Bangladesh on just the first verse of Srimad Bhagavatam for 30 days. Let's substitute the Saptah with Katha. Ram Katha, Bhagavad Katha. And Ramapad Maharaj had nicely at one time when I said, oh, Saptah. He said, oh, what Saptah? Katha. Prabhupada didn't like Katha, Saptah. Katha.
Yeah, we are trying to finish, so that that's his like that.
Katha. Whatever days we can hear, Ram Katha. We should hear every day, but no, it's okay. We are hearing 7 days. Katha.
It's a catchy word for for people comes to.
Yeah, it's something which Prabhupada did not like, so yeah, somehow we follow that.
So, yeah, go ahead, Maharaj.
Yeah, just recently in Lal Govind Prabhuji's Katha, that latest last week, it just finished. I came to know one new thing, like the name of Kausalya, Sumitra, and Kaikai. The actual names are we are just calling by their places name, like Kaushal, so Kausalya. But her name was Kantivati, and Sumitra's name was Gunavati, and Kaikai's name was Rupamati.
Yeah.
Just to share that.
Yeah, it's there in Valmiki Ramayana, yes, correct.
Thank you very much.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, very good. Thank you.
And many times, Lord Ram will call Lakshman. It's not Lakshman, Saumitri.
Yes.
So the son of Sumitra. It's amazing. It's amazing. The devotees, it's a nectar, basically. It's nectar. We can completely immerse ourselves. We melt into the these glories and the names of Lord Ram. Names of Lord Ram. So please join as much as you can, and every day, and without any fail. This is our wonderful one. This is the mercy of Lord and the mercy of the devotees that we have this opportunity. We are celebrating on this 30th, the appearance day of Lord Ram, and we have this Ram Katha, and we are continuing to until end of next week. Not even finishing, but we are continuing until end of next week, so that it can continue and we can continuously hear, so that it can purify our heart, and Lord can come and stay in our heart.
So tomorrow is Aranya Kaanda, right?
Tomorrow is Aranya Kaanda. Please join. Yeah, Dandakaranya from onwards up to Lord, making the funeral for Jatayu, and then from there, Lord is going to the Kishkinda Kaanda.
Kishkinda Kaanda. Very good.
So it's amazing. Each and every moment of Lord Ram is so much of nectar and learning, and it melts us. So please join, and thank you so much. And if you have any further questions, please post it, and we'll also post this YouTube link in our group. If anybody, you can share with everybody else. And this is the mood we should have, and serve and how to serve. Right, that's the thing. Serve and how to serve others. And we should always have this mood of, there's another one benefit of hearing. There's so many wonderful benefits. Just one benefit, it melts us, it humbles us, it takes us to the lotus feet of the Lord. These are the basic qualities for all those. So thank you so much. And any questions, please post it. And any comments you have or any suggestions you have, please post it in the group, and we'll continue this. And thank you so much, dear devotees. Anything else? Yeah. Manchagalpatarupasya kripa sindhubheva cha पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो वृंद की वृंदराज श्रीमद् रामायणम की जय। नंदकोटि वैष्णव वृंद की जय। श्रील प्रभुपाद की जय। इसके मधुपति प्रभु जी की जय। गौर प्रेम हरि हरि।
Thank you so much, Madhupati
Thank
Prabhu.
you. Hare Krishna.
हरे कृष्ण।